That's right, turn that shit up, man.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keepin' It 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Here it is! Or just reported.
There's no competition.
Keepin' It 100.
The people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keepin' It 100.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100.
The smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. The dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now they're moused up like the true and now and laters. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the upstairs. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun debt. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keepin' It 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Draft Dr.
Keepin' It
Phil.
100.
Keeping it 100.
Money Man Marsaw.
Yo, it's Keeping It 100. Back to back. Back to back.
That's how it's done, Claudio. Right there.
The belly, it's a zombie jambo. I just remembered that song out of nowhere from back in the 90s, son.
Oh, yeah.
The 90s were where it was at. 80s and 90s. If I could go back, I'd go back probably to the 80s. You know, the weekend is bringing it back with that 80s sound, that vibe. My sons are like vibing to it. I'm like, this sounds so 80s. He's bringing me back. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to enjoy sleep, but I haven't been sleeping well, Shayne.
I'll sign up for some of that.
It's been a crazy. I don't know how we did 8 nights straight of live coverage. I don't know how we did it. It was
That's probably what's catching up to us right now.
Exactly. We did it and we did it live.
That's right.
Live. And tonight's guest, he always goes live. He just has to give me a thumbs up because I see him in the green room. I want to make sure he's ready to rock and roll. So he's giving me the thumbs up. You guys have all been waiting for this guy to come back on the show. And we're going to play why, but we always do the TTNL way. The tape never lies, Emery Hunt way. To introduce our guy, David Kaplan.
If you root for any teams in Chicago, then you've seen this guy covering them better than anyone else in the business. Is this guy afraid to speak the truth? No shot. He's not afraid to speak it, even when he knows it's going to create a firestorm. Ladies and gentlemen, Bears fans, get up out your seats and give it up for the 3-time Emmy Award winner, a member of the WGN Radio Walk of Fame, the IBCA Hall of Fame, the CPLBC Hall of Fame, and last but not least, what he's most known for, being Mindy Kaplan's husband. Give it up for the former Piper, David Kaplan.
There he is, the Kaplan.
How we doing?
There he is.
Look at him. He's outside. He's got his eye.
Got the TV going back there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at you.
You were off center like Cody Parkey there for a minute, Cap. We were worried.
Actually, Cap, don't put the game on because YouTube might fucking shut us down. They've been known. But keep it on you. There you go. We don't need. They shut us down for 90 days.
What?
Because I swear to God, because we were at another network and they fucked us over. And we wanted to send a message about brotherhood and loyalty. And this dude, former receiver, NFL receiver, Shelton, well, I forget his name. Trent Shelton. He was speaking. And Shayne's like, Phil, you got to hear this. And I put it on speaker. And my wife, my lovely wife, my everything, she heard it. And she's like, oh, my God, it's speaking exactly what you guys are talking about. So our very first show, Cap, we fucking played it, sent the message. We gave him credit. I told people, go follow this guy. Amazing words. and I think it was November. It was like 3 months later. They said, oh, copyright claim, his people. We tried everything to contact him. Like, hey, well, anyway, that's that story. Your story, though, before we start, I want to bring you back to that golden night. Okay, I want to replay this for you because you were on our show gracing us with your presence. Let's rewind this real quick. Rewind. Can I get those horns? Burr, burr, burr. Is it playing?
It is not.
It is not playing. Jesus.
I can tell you, I told you they were going to trade up for a quarterback.
Exactly. Sure, yes, you did. I thought, Jackal, can you have it playing or no? Here we go.
It's not doing it. Yeah, take it. Skip it.
I'll get it on my computer. Go ahead, Shayne.
No, Cap, you called it, man. It just take us back to like when you saw them actually move up to number 11. Did you think it was going to be, earlier than that? Were you surprised that Fields got to 11?
So I was a little surprised that Fields was still on the board.
Yep.
But I got a text from a friend who works for the Bears.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so I had hung up with you guys. If you remember, I was at dinner with my wife.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on 5th Avenue in Naples. We're outside. I'm sitting at the table just like this. I got my phone going. I got my iPad with me. And I get this text. Hey, don't tweet this. We just made a deal with the Giants. We're getting Justin Fields.
Oh, my God.
And I look back, and there's a table of like 6. I don't know them, but they're obviously from Chicago. They're like, who are we going to screw up and take at 20? That's what the guy said. And I said, they're not picking 20th. He said, are you from Chicago? Yeah. The Bears are 20th. I said, no, they're not. They're picking 11, and they just took Justin Fields. And this guy went, what? And all of a sudden, it went from one table to the next table to the next. There were like 4 tables of Chicago people, and everybody hoisted their glass and toasted, thought it was the coolest thing they'd ever heard.
That says it all right there, though, doesn't it, Cap, about what this one pick means to this city, to this fan base?
So that's why Phil and I have been texting a lot about this.
Yes.
arguing with Dan Wiederer, who's a good friend. I like Dan, but I just think he's so wrong to not realize how big this moment is.
Yep.
So he said, do you not remember that they were 12-4? Yeah, but I never looked at that team and thought, there's a Super Bowl winner. Like, it was cool, but it was
Right.
like
Exactly.
fun when they went 13-3, and then the next year they were crappy again. It was the same deal. I never looked at that team and went, oh, God, that we can win the Super Bowl. But Justin Fields coming to the Bears, we just got a freaking quarterback. Game on, baby. I love
Game changer. Absolute game changer.
Let's play this, see if it works one more time. Because those people, obviously the 100 crew rolls deep. Is in a restaurant coming outside. David Kaplan, ESPN, the Cap Man, is joining us here on the network, breaking down the draft. Dave, I don't want to keep you too long here. Your gut feeling, who's it going to be? Obviously tonight on this draft, in this draft. Are the fans going to be happy?
that they make a trade, that they move up and they go get a quarterback.
Boom.
That's my gut feeling.
There you go. Dave, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out on your vacation.
Let's talk next week and we'll break
Yes.
down the whole draft.
Let's
That's
do
what
it,
I
Cap.
want.
And
You
if it
got
goes the way we think, we'll all do it with scotch.
Don't be surprised if teams trade up.
Watch,
for
now
offensive
here's us
line.
reacting.
I mean,
Adam
already
Schefter
knew.
reporting quarterbacks still on the board. It's time for one to be traded up for.
Here we
Chicago's
go.
trading up.
Yes!
What?
Oh my
Here
God.
it is!
Schefter just reported.
Here it is!
baby.
Let's go! Here we go, baby! Come on,
Adam
back,
Schefter
Riley, we
just
got a
put it in.
quarterback!
Chicago Bears select quarterback Justin.
There it is. So, Dave, you're in Florida. I'm in Connecticut. Shayne's in upstate New York. Our other guys are in Illinois. The feeling and the vibe, the energy. I get goosebumps thinking about it now. That's why I'm 100%. I was getting fired up listening to Wiederer almost talk down and placate to you, because there's not a better man of the people than you in regards to Chicago. And that means every person, the guy, the street vendor, the guy that, is selling jerseys at the game, the guy that sells popcorn, the guy that's a executive, the guy, everybody is with you, Cap. And that's why I get so fired up. I don't know how you do it, because I was getting fired up last night debating over David Montgomery. So you having to sit there, I felt for you. I was like, you know what, Cap, you're 150% fucking right, because this city has never had a quarterback as good as this. Not McMahon. Go down the list. And then to alleviate that fucking blemish, that social blemish of the black quarterback, you got rid of all of that. So the 180 that Ryan Pace and the collaboration crew was able to do, despite all our feelings, you got to give them credit, but you also have to do what David Kaplan, and I'm not just saying this because he's on the show. I've said this every week, every day. I'm supporting you, Cap. My story about how I used to not like Cap to now I love this guy like a brother it should be a book in itself. But the reality is no one's speaking this truth more to the fans than you. And I'm so proud to have you on the show tonight, because I really believe football is king, number one.
It is.
The Bears are number one in that city. And when you have a fucking quarterback, all of a sudden you're in the game. That's it. That's it. No more. Take that, tough guys.
All right, so let me tell you this. So we had Carlos Nelson on. He's the guy who announced the Bears pick.
Right, yeah.
So he tells me he lost his sister and his father to COVID in April.
Jeez.
He said, I get this phone call after they both pass away. Hey, this is the Chicago Bears. We'd like to have you represent us at the draft. He's like, I'm telling you, he goes, I still get chills. I look up to the sky. I'm like, my dad did that because they bonded over the Bears. So he said they put him in this area. All right, you're not up till number 20. You can't go wandering because of COVID, the whole deal. He said, I'm sitting there, and this guy from NFL security comes back and goes, yeah, is there a Carlos Nelson here? Yeah, that's me. He said, the Bears just made a trade. We got to go.
No.
And they grabbed him, and they ran him up by the stage. Well, he thought he had to go right to the podium. He runs up on the stage. You didn't see this on TV, nor did I. He runs right up to the podium, and Roger Goodell grabs him and goes, that's my job. I'll introduce you, and you get to speak.
Wow.
He introduced him, talked about the deal. Did you guys hear the Eddie Jackson Instagram Live?
Yeah,
Oh,
we did.
yeah.
All right, we know all that. Okay, say what I want to hear, Carlos. Yeah, we got a quarterback and a black quarterback. Yeah, it was one of the great moments I've watched in Chicago sports in a long time.
Cap, I said last night, 20 years, there's never been a sports moment bigger than that for the city of Chicago. Obviously, I think Emery took it to 10 years. Shayne people have talked about the Cubs, but how much am I saying here as football being king, never having a quarterback, and then you add that worry of bias? And listen, did you hear the story? I think he told it on you. I think you're the one who brought it to my attention. Carlos, the same guy, he wasn't going to say my quarterback or my Chicago Bears if it was another pick, but because it was Justin Fields, he now said my Chicago Bears. And there's plenty of people of color and race, whatever, that felt the goddamn same way. And I don't think people should overlook that or get their little biggity worries in a bunch, their panties in a bunch. I think it's really something that's never occurred. It's never occurred. And I was right there for the moment. I got so emotional for it because they finally got it right. They got it right. Now, he hasn't played a snap, but you realize what I'm saying. I think the emotion of it alone for this city with direction, especially after they condescended to you, me, and everybody else at that end of the year presser.
Yeah, it was, it's just, look, if the best quarterback on the board was Mac Jones, then you take the best player because in the end, you got to win football games.
Yep. Exactly.
But when I heard, I think it wasn't Jane Slater from NFL Network. It was another young lady who works for NFL Network. She called the day after the third round.
Mm-hmm.
Said, I called 16 teams. I said, okay, could you please tell me how you graded the quarterbacks? I will not reveal who you are. I'm doing a poll. 16 teams. 8 of the 16 had Justin Fields ahead of Trevor Lawrence on their board. So that means 8 of 32 is the minimum. So at least a quarter of the league thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. We had Matt Nagy on our radio show the other day, and I said, Matt, it's August 24th. You're driving home from practice.
Yeah, I heard.
How's it going? This kid, I can't hold this kid off. And he laughed. He goes, I like how you asked the question, but I'd also say, hey, Andy was really good in practice today, too. Playing the game. And then Jonathan Hood asked him, what do you have to see? And to hear Matt go, well, when he goes to the line, does he realize they just dropped out of man into cover 3? Can he identify the Mike linebacker? Can he get the receivers now onto a different play call? Oh, and by the way, can he change the protection and do it all within 2 seconds? He said, because that's what you got to be able to do. And then he told a story to me when I spoke to him. Matt told me when they brought Patrick Mahomes in for his first minicamp, he had never been in a huddle in his life. Never. And he said he had no idea what he was doing. He gets into this huddle and he starts yelling out a play call. And one of the linebackers for the Chiefs goes, hey, dude, we can hear everything you're calling. We know the play. But he had no presence. And so he sat 16 of 17 weeks, played the last game, and then we all know how it worked out. So he was a much rawer product than people wanted to admit.
Yep, totally agree.
We scouted him. I'm sorry, Shayne. Go with your question right after. We scouted Mahomes as the ultimate. He's going to boom and be a star, or he'll bust out of the league because of all of those, tendencies. I had him at number 2 and Watson number 1. So you could imagine I had Chad Kelly over Mitch Trubisky in my ranking. So I'm like, oh, Maron, what are we doing here? So anyway, that's past history. In this case, you can't be more excited. Shayne, you had the question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cap, the other day in minicamp when Justin Fields got up there and was talking to the media, one of the things that really stuck out with me was they asked him what his approach is going to be to training camp, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna approach it like I'm gonna win the job."
Right.
And then he expanded on it and said, "If there's anybody else on this team that's not approaching their job that same way, then you don't need to be here." And I'm like, that's a 22-year-old rookie quarterback for the Chicago Bears that just came up there and really dropped the mic on the whole goddamn organization. And I hadn't been that happy since the night they drafted him, because we haven't had that, Cap, in Chicago at that position doing that.
So let me give you a couple answers to that. One, when they said to him, "Are you aware of the pressure being the quarterback of the Chicago Bears?" He goes, "I played at Georgia and Ohio State. I was built for that." And then the other thing is, a friend of mine who played for the Bears, so he was an offensive lineman, is Keith Van Horn. He said, Keith lives 2 seconds from here. Keith said McMahon comes into his first huddle. First time they let him play. He walks in and this guy's yelling and this guy's yelling. And he said, Jim got down on one knee and he goes, "Nobody fucking talks in my huddle. From this moment forward, shut the fuck up. This is my huddle, not yours. Are we clear?" And he said, Jay Hilgenberg goes, "Whoa, we got a quarterback." And he couldn't stay healthy, but he was a damn good player. But I think we're getting the same kind of guy who has a commanding presence and wants to be the best he can possibly be.
The Irish Rastafarian comments here. Confidence, not arrogance. It's almost like he's reading my mind here, and I'm not typing that, Cap. There is an aura of certain athletes. You as a coach know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
They walk into the building. They play the game with such ferocity and such competitiveness that everybody and their brother in the audience, all the way down to the water boy sitting at the end, are in awe of their composure and how they play the game.
Bill, they have something called it.
Yes.
I can't tell you what it is. I can't bottle it. It's not in this can. It's something called it. I watched Michael Jordan his whole career. He had it. I watched the late Kobe Bryant. He had it. There was a high school kid in the Chicago area who I was a guest on the Oprah Winfrey show. And this kid is in the audience. I don't know he's there. Oprah asked me, "Have you ever met a high school player or a young player that you said, that guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame?" I said, "Yeah, there's one. His name's Kevin Garnett." And he was in the audience.
Really?
No, yeah, I have a tape of the show. I'll have to show it to you sometime. It's really funny. And I said, Kevin Garnett has it. They command a room. Like when Bobby Knight walked into a room, you just knew you were around. You may not agree with him, but you were in the presence of greatness. That's just the way it is.
I have been fortunate enough through this great, amazing game, the best game in the world, in my opinion, for building men and building character and understanding brotherhood and teamwork. This guy, the story that you tell, the story that Shayne's telling just in the first practice, correcting and answering these questions. My father was on the show with us that night. It's emotional for me because, my dad's 80 years old, football is everything with this guy. And you got it. You know, he knows that I grew up loving this fucking team, going to bed crying because the Bears lost on Monday night and I had to hear it from everybody. For the first time, you finally got it. After he goes, we watched all the tape, Philip. We did everything. But watching him handle that press with such a face of just sheer, I'm going to fucking destroy the Jets, the Lions, everybody that passed me, because that's who I am. And this is my dad. I'm getting ready to suit up. I'm like, Dad. He's like, Philip, the Bears have the defense. You got the running back in number 32. You have all you got to worry about is getting rid of that offensive tackle. Happened the next day.
You and I were texting that day. All of a sudden, he said to me, I have your text. Something about now we just got to get rid of Leno like 10 minutes later. He's fucking gone.
Cap, when the news broke, I looked down at my phone and I said, holy shit. So I'm calling Phil immediately. And he's like, bro, you got to be quiet. I'm in court right now. And I said, Phil, you have to listen to this. The Bears just released Charles Leno. He started screaming in the middle of court. The bailiff had to come over and ask him what was going on right in the middle of court. He's like, they just released Charles Leno.
Look, Charles Leno made a lot of money.
Yeah.
7th round pick in 2014. God bless him. He did much more than anyone ever thought. But the time had come. His day was over.
Exactly, Cap. How much, Cap, are you putting in investment in Matt Nagy's plan this summer? Is he just delegated to keep it in third gear, or is he going to put that Porsche in fourth gear and let it hit the highway? And meaning, is he going to just say, let the competition begin?
Yeah, I truly think they are going to let this kid go to camp.
Awesome.
They are going to let him, how hard do you want to work now? How hard do you want to work all the way up leading into camp? Do you need to take a vacation? Do you need to be in there every day? Like Mitchell Trubisky may not have been a great player. I was told he was the first guy there at 5 or 5:30 every single day. They said game day, he would play the next morning, 5 a.m. There he is, working, trying to get better. It just didn't work. If Justin Fields truly wants to work that hard, I think Matt will let him have every shot to win that job. Now, if Andy Dalton wins the job, it doesn't mean Justin's a bad player. It just means he may not be ready, and I do not want them to put him out there if he's not ready. If he's not ready, let him learn. But I'm convinced he's the right pick.
Yeah.
Cap, how much do you think that pick of Justin Fields is responsible for the Bears' attendance on offense with these voluntary workouts? I said it was almost perfect on offense. Do you think that's the Justin Fields effect?
I think that probably has something to do with it. I will tell you, I do think the bigger thing is the NFL has said if you get injured outside of the facility, we're not paying your contract. In fact, who's the kid, Phil, from the Broncos who tore his Achilles?
Juwan James.
Yeah. And they wiped out his contract. Wiped it out. And I think you had guys going, I ain't fucking losing my paper. I'm getting paid. Plus, I like our quarterback. All right, it all fits together. But I do think protecting their money is number one.
Absolutely.
This is David Kaplan. If you don't know this guy, I don't know what to tell you. You're living under a rock in 2021. Honestly, I don't know your producers or whatever, but I think they pick on you, and it gets me so fucking fired up because you are your presence. I know I wasn't even planning on saying this, but I have to. You're just a great human being. And I think in this day and age of these snobby ass media people, they're
out there.
You are the beacon. Thinking of this, I'm going to keep it 100 because we have all these fans all over the world. I get emotional when I say this. Dave Kaplan goes out of the restaurant to come on this network and support this show. Dave Kaplan sitting outside watching the game, keeping his word to this show and being a friend. Dave Kaplan sends videos to my sons. Dave Kaplan fights to change the Bears. Dave Kaplan understands you, the fan. I am so honored to have you on this show.
I'm honored to be on.
I know, but this is your moment. Seriously, I wanted to say this to you. I told my wife, I love this dude. I really do. You're just
this dude wants to have pizza with you the next
yeah. I gotta give our friend Greg Braggs credit. I know he's in the chat probably. He's waiting for me to say he was the guy because I was like, I don't know. I don't like those fucking shock jocks, and I won't name any name, but it really was because you were working with someone and it kind of presented this bubble, so to speak, with your conversations. And now I understand what I heard with, because I would listen to so much. But anyway, when I got to listen to you and I heard you standing up for Mitch and standing up for and standing your ground, we had that debate with Jordan Howard and you came on. You're just, this guy deserves all the retweets, all the promotion, and I'm going to attack back in hood every chance I get. Because I don't know. You were going to even come on after pitching and whatever. This isn't fanboy. This is real talk. Like Shayne and I know Cap is that dude. Exactly.
I'm with you guys. I have a good time. You guys, you know why? Because you guys, it's in your heart.
It is.
It sure is.
It is. I tell you, I've lived this my
Our
whole
wives
life.
yell at us about that every day, Cap.
Real quick, the story of my son going to bed before the draft and saying, "Daddy, I hope we get Mac Jones or Justin Fields." I flash back to me as a little kid, and now he got what he wanted. Now there's this energy for him. Because before we felt like we were neglecting these kids by making them Bears fans, because there's the tumultuous relationship and Sundays and it affects my whole week. It affects my whole week. It does, because you want to see them win. I don't give a shit if it's Ted Phillips holding the trophy. It's everybody holding it, as far as I'm concerned. I fought with fans only in one regard, Dave. I hate Shayne Marsaw's in upstate New York. Gustavo's in freaking Philippines. Listen to the show. Logan Frost is in the Philippines, rather. Gustavo's in Brazil. This other guy's in Russia, Netherlands, Scotland. They fan just as hard as someone from Chicago.
You're right.
Don't play that. George Berlissimo lives and dies with it. So
he's in London.
Yes, yeah. Don't ever do that. Embrace every fan. HL Priest. Look, Brett's in Australia right there, right now, watching Cap and in his backyard watching a game.
My son's name is Brett, and I want to meet Berlissimo. I want to go to London June of 2020 to broadcast Cubs Cardinals, and then obviously the pandemic hit. I was going to hook up and have fish and chips with Berlissimo. So
there you go. There you go. Well, that's going to happen. You're going to have pizza here. I'm taking you.
I
want to do it. But we're coming out. We got to set this up right now. We're coming out to Chicago, me, Shayne, and the whole cast of characters.
When?
To Bears Packers weekend, October 17th. My wife is coming out. So I want to make sure at some point, because I know you're busy as hell. You're the busiest guy, but at some point,
get together for a meal.
Exactly. Yeah. We got to sit down and break bread, and we'll film a little clip, but that's it, because I just want to appreciate the person that you are and the father that you are. I think that goes unnoticed too. And I got something for Brett for his birthday. I'm sending all this stuff out this Friday. I've given myself, it's been a crazy week at the Atoshan house, but let's talk about some more Bears. I know. I just wanted to say that it wasn't scripted. Nothing on this show is scripted. I got no questions written down. But the reality is, actually, before we go into Bears, I need one favor from you, and I didn't do this on purpose. Right here, see this? Fight Spencer Strong. We always hashtag Spencer Strong, and there's not a better human being that I'm exaggerating. You're one of the best human beings I know. That'll be appropriately said. To help us let this be known, Spencer Strong, we have it in our t-shirt, our swag shop, www.ttnlswag.com. This is for one of our friends. His son has been battling cancer, brain tumor.
Brutal.
Yes, and he's
2
years old. He's going in for his, I think, 7th surgery tomorrow.
His fifth treatment. His fifth treatment.
His fifth treatment, but I think it's a 7th surgery. Whatever the stat is. We talked to his father today, me and Shayne, over the phone. I just picked up the phone and said, I'm going to call this guy. And I was like, I'm going to tell Cap if he could retweet this tonight. This money is going to help brain tumor and cancer in kids. It's amazing how much money they don't put towards cancer in kids. So, Cap, you're a man of the people. If you could just retweet that and let people know about it. Spencer Strong, hashtag Spencer Strong.
Tweet this.
Beautiful.
When are you going to send out the tweet?
Shayne or
we'll put out another one tonight, Cap, and I'll tag you in the tweet.
Yeah, tag me in the tweet, and I will absolutely, because I'm looking at my social right now. So
yeah,
we'll get it out there.
We're selling these t-shirts. $9 goes to cancer. We've already sold. It could be more, but this morning it was at 46 t-shirts in less than 9 hours. We sold 46, and we dropped the ball. I dropped the ball. I'll take the blame here. Last night on a show, I was so caught up. YouTube went down and all this crap was going on. I forgot to promote our swag shop here. You guys know our shout out segment since we started this network is dedicated to this family, this young boy, Spencer Cox, and his fight. I just wanted to share that. I know. Thank you. Here.
I just retweeted your tweet from earlier, and I love it. I love recapping the draft. You're the man.
Yeah. You're the man. Here's his father, Cap, right there on the screen. Thank you, Cap. Ryan Cox there.
Ryan, I will say a prayer for you tonight. God bless you guys.
This is family. 100% this network. And I got my love for Cap out. I got our love for Ryan Cox and his family, the 100 crew worldwide. It's unbelievable. We had a show last night. We got 6,000 views overnight. Our network's blowing up, and it's also a thanks to you, Cap, because of your support for us. I never forget anybody. But in reality, I can't forget my Chicago Bears. And I want your truth in regards to this, Cap. When you look at this football team, how close are they now? Forget Aaron Rodgers in that situation. Just looking at this football team, now that they've made their drafts, they've moved on from Leno, and they are going into this season. How confident are you in this football team, and especially this head coach? How much confidence you had? You were the best interview with Nagy in getting you and Hood really were awesome in getting him to open up and have a little laugh and be a person, be the coach, man. Relax and answer football questions. That's not, and you guys really did a great job getting that out of him. So that gave me a little confidence that this guy's going to go in there with the right attitude. What's your feeling on it?
Look, I like Matt a lot, and I think he tried his best to get everything out of Mitchell Trubisky. It just didn't work. Mm-hmm. So they needed to move on. Mitch needed to move on, and he'll make his share of money. I don't know if he'll ever be a starter again or not, but I really like Matt, and I think Matt understands. That's why they signed Damian Williams. They get Tariq Cohen back. And they got our guy David Montgomery. I think he's going to really try to run the football. take shots down the field when the defense gives him that opportunity. I'm not telling you this is a 13-4 football team, but I do think there's no reason this team can't win 9-10 football games. I don't see why. Now, again, injury can change everything.
Right.
They have a tough schedule, but I like this football team. I think they're taking a lot of steps in the right direction.
Cap, just to go off the Bears just a little bit, we got to ask. I know a lot of people in the chat have been talking about it too. Have you heard anything new up north? What's going on in Lambeau with their situation, or how do you expect this to all unfold?
Look, he's made a fortune in money. He doesn't need any more money. I just can't believe he's going to whine like this and be that guy that he's calling the GM Jerry Krause, and he makes fun of Matt LaFleur. Like, he's not that. It really is that as petty as Aaron Rodgers has become. So if he wants to go do Jeopardy, whatever it is he wants, it. Good luck to you. But the Packers are going to find out real quick. Getting Favre and Aaron Rodgers, that's a blessing. There ain't another one of those laying around, and I'm going to laugh my ass off if they have shitty quarterback play. I will think it is freaking so awesome because I think they took it for granted.
Oh, they did. They had 40 years or 42 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play and 2 Super Bowls to show for it. That's the reality. I stole that from my boy Adam Rank, but he's 100% right. Have you been paying attention to the Jalen Ramsey, Darnell Mooney situation?
Yeah, what is going on with that?
So what happened was my buddy Adam Rank called out Jalen Ramsey in regards to Darnell Mooney just absolutely burned the shit out of him when
should have been a 90-yard touchdown.
It should have been an easy step throw touchdown, and was it Mitch or was it Foles? I can't remember who was playing that game against the Rams. Somebody in the chat. It's one of the quarterbacks from last season totally throws it, overshoots it about 6 yards.
Nick Foles.
I think it was Nick Foles. He overshoots it. Thank you, Brett. Brett from Australia. He's on top of it. He overshoots it. You have an easy 90-yard walk-off. In fact, what was it? Bernard Berrien, the last time we saw a deep ball land in stride and he's running down the sideline. Seriously.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Nick Foles in that game, 28 of 40, 261, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And the play that you're talking about, he had Darnell Mooney coming from the left side across the field, and he fucking airmailed him by 20 yards down the right side.
Yeah. I think we have video footage that we're trying to pull up in the background. But the reality is that situation has gone under Jalen Ramsey's skin because he was called out that he got burned by a rookie. So now Ramsey is taking shots at Darnell Mooney and saying, just to catch you up, he's saying, oh, F that number 2 wide receiver with the Bears. I'm going to show all these fucking Bears fans. That's what he's saying. I'm going to shut all these fucking Bears fans.
Yeah, now legitimately, if you Google search Jalen Ramsey's father, a picture of Darnell Mooney comes up because Bears fans have been peppering it all over the place.
Hold on, I'm doing that while I'm talking.
Last night it was still working. I don't know
if it's still working. It's been a thing to watch because it reflects back to my next question to you. So I don't want to ruin my next question, but I wanted to see if you think that Darnell Mooney is going to take that next step and that this is going to get into the head of Jalen Ramsey, who is, by all intents and purposes, a impactful defensive back if things are going his way. If things start getting a little wiry, he starts fighting his teammates, his coaches. So this might be the most strategic move in the history of the Chicago Bears leading up to a opener, because Ramsey is so soft and sensitive that this is the best thing he could possibly do.
All right, first of all, I found it. Bears fans mock Rams star quarterback, who is Jalen Ramsey's father, Darnell Mooney. It is now a story in USA Today. Twitter reacts to Rams cornerback Jalen Ramsey calling out Bears fans. We're still 4 months away, but Chicago Bears fans have already started some friendly trash talking against specifically quarterback Jalen Ramsey of their Week 1 opponent, the LA Rams. Started when one person changed Darnell Mooney's Wikipedia page to say he's Ramsey's father. So great. And then he came out. Did you see what his tweet was back? Can't wait till Week 1 so all these lame-ass Bears fans can shut the fuck up about their number 2 wide
I hope he concentrates on Mooney so Allen Robinson can go off at Week 1.
I think he's going to be concentrating on this. I think you guys in the media have this job to like instigate this. Itch it. Make sure. I'm already going to text a few of my guys in the media like Grody and be like, hey, Jalen, what are your thoughts of Darnell Mooney? Just get in his head.
I tell my producer tomorrow, you got to book Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I will be ringing the Atochian household going, you got to hear this. Jalen Ramsey's coming on. So
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Jalen, how's your dad?
Hey, your father working with you in the and it's Jalen Mooney now.
That brings me to my next question. You are the best. You are the freaking best. Anthony Miller, this situation, the Brad Biggs, he blocked me when I was on Twitter. He blocked you. He's blocked Shayne, maybe. I don't know. He's blocking everybody.
Yeah.
But the reality,
they come. I have a second Twitter account simply to follow him, and I have alerts on my phone. So when he tweets anything, it pops on my screen. I see it quicker than I do on my regular account.
Anyway, Anthony Miller is going to be traded. Then again, closer to the draft, it comes out, the owner or whatever George is, whatever his president, whatever his title is, it changes by the day.
George is CEO.
CEO.
Yep.
Chief Executive Officer. So whatever the CEO felt like they wanted to move on from him. Have you heard anything about Anthony Miller? Obviously, I believe you asked Matt that question, but have you heard anything in regards to it? Because Matt's probably being PC.
Yeah, so what I was told was that they let Miller and his agent call around the league to make a trade. What the Bears said, he's a talented kid. He does not pay attention to detail. What really pissed Matt off was, if I tell you 12 yards and break out, don't run it at fucking 9 yards, and then Mitchell Trubisky throws it at 12 yards where it's supposed to be. It gets picked off, and everyone blames the quarterback. And that's what really pissed them off, that he did not know the route tree. He was not paying attention to detail. And when they couldn't come back with a trade that the Bears thought was, palatable, they said to him, we'll give you one more chance. One more. And so they're keeping him, and he claims this will be a breakout year for him. So we'll see.
There he is. We're going to watch him. I want to see him. I'm interested in Riley Ridley. I want to see every time that kid gets an opportunity, he makes the most of it, but yet he's still, and we told you the story that was told to us in regards to him questioning the head coach, and thus he went into the doghouse. I don't know if you remember
rookie.
That.
Yeah,
as a rookie. And he stayed there. So I'm wondering, do you see any chance, or is this an open competition in regards to this wide receiver core now? Because you got Javon Wims, who drops the ball, he's fighting. Yeah, that distraction. You and I were talking about that. Then you got Anthony Miller and that, what you're talking about. I mean, details. You can't preach it up at the podium and then behind you, they're not doing it.
Right.
And then you got Ridley. You drafted
Daz Newsome.
Daz Newsome. I almost said D's right here. D's nuts. The reality is, do you see any way they will move on from Miller and maybe Wims, or are they in step here?
I don't know what they'll do with Javon Wims. There's not a lot of value for him around the league, so I guess you bring him to camp and see if he has improved at all. But I think they want to truly give Anthony Miller one more chance. They really liked him coming out of Memphis.
Yeah.
So if someone says, I'll give you a 7th round pick, what am I really getting there?
Right.
But if someone said, I'll give you a 4th round pick, I guess you make the deal. No one's doing that. So bring him to camp. Let's see if he truly wants to make a living, and set his family up for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Camp in the best shape of your life. Get in your fucking playbook and be ready to play.
Yeah, no more of this.
Yeah, exactly. No more.
Cap, what was your thoughts in round 2 when you saw the Bears move up one more time for the offensive tackle with Jenkins?
Yeah, they actually had a 1st round grade on Jenkins. And so when he was sitting there, I guess at the start of the night, Ryan Pace told his staff, okay, they have a bunch of phones. So the day before, when they made the deal with New York, they had agreed to that deal with Dave Gettleman early in the day, but then it is only if our guy is there.
Right.
And so Pace is on the phone first trying to trade with Detroit, Carolina, Denver, Dallas. He can't get any of them to bite. Nobody. They're trying to extort him for extra picks, and he's like, no, I got a price. I here's what I'm going to do. And when Philly went up, this is what Ryan told me. When Philly went up, he thought, we're fucked. They're coming up to get my guy.
Yeah.
And when
we all did.
When they took Devontae Smith from Alabama, he had one of his guys on the phone with the assistant GM in New York. As soon as they announced the pick, Ryan turned to him and looked at him like, all right, are they going to live up to what they told us they would do? Because as Matt said on the phone the other day, that shit blows up. They tell you early, oh, yeah, I'll make the trade. And I'm not going to do it. And there's, nobody's, forcing you to make the deal, and they can't hold you to it. And he said, his guy turned to him and goes, we're good. They're in. And bam, hand that card in. Let's go. Game on. I truly think when that next day started, he told his staff there's going to be a run on offensive tackles. We've got to be ready to move. They had multiple balls in the air, what I was told. And once they saw that Tevin Jenkins was still on the board and they really liked him, boom, what's it going to take? All right, a 3rd round, done. Do it. And so they feel like they've got their left tackle for the next, 8 to 10 years? And they feel like they got their quarterback.
It's like they listen. It's like they listen to the show. It's unbelievable.
It is.
Yeah. Well,
we were preaching these 2 players, and Mac Jones. Those are the 3 pieces you had. Those 3 players were the guys that you had to have according to this network. So for them to do that, I just am overwhelmed with excitement because to get to
Larry Borum, the kid from Missouri, he's actually a very talented player.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thought he was too fat and that he would be too slow, but he's lost 30 pounds. And how much
we had him? We had him on this show.
Yeah, we had him on. Yeah, Castillo wants him to put 10 more pounds back on. They want him to play. They want him to play at 332.
Right. He went from 352 to 322, and now they want him back up. So, hey, man, I am ecstatic. I feel like maybe they win 9 games next year. Maybe they aren't. The future is bright. Finally.
Yeah, we have, in the words of Gary Williams, one of our biggest fans, we have hope now, Cap. And it all comes with Justin Fields, and that's 9 wins with Justin Fields going into year 2. That's a win for everybody.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you're outside. You've been gracious with your time, and I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and breaking down the draft. But you're just everything I said. I can't say any more positive things about
You're
you.
my guy. Don't forget that. And make sure you're buying pizza when I come back to Connecticut.
Oh, no doubt, man. It's in the cards. There's going to be a crowd of people there, though. Everybody's going to want to come in.
Are we going to New Haven?
Yes,
New
New
Haven.
Haven. Yep.
There you
So
go.
we had Chris Zorich real quick on last Wednesday. And what a great guy and a great storyteller.
Chris is a good man.
So, yeah, so Chris is on, and he was a Walter Camp All-American. So he was in New Haven. So I started talking. He's like, wait a second, this pizza place? And he had eaten there twice in one weekend, because before he's leaving on the plane, he went back just to get a pie to bring on the plane back to Chicago because he loved it so much. And then every time he's going back, he's there. I go, let me know. He's like, New Haven pizza. He's like, listen, I'm from Chicago. I'm paraphrasing. It's no joke. And Shayne has witnessed this. So we're definitely bringing you there. I talk about it all the time on the show. All these fans want to come out here to Connecticut. I'm going to bring anybody. We love you. We love your family, your wife supporting you. And I can't thank you guys enough. Check out the swag right there. Spencer Strong or any other TTNL swag. I'm sending Dave two t-shirts. One, give me a tackle or give me death t-shirt.
Love that.
And we'll get you and your son a Keepin It 100 shirt, just like this one right here.
Love it. And Shayne, make sure you tag me.
I
in the
will.
tweet later for Spencer.
Yep. I'll get that out tonight.
All right, you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thanks,
you
Cap.
as well, Dave. We'll talk soon, and we'll have you on before the season kicks off, and we'll plan the Chicago. What are we going to call it? The meetup. Something. We're going to title it. Something.
We're going out. We're going to have a good time.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks,
You're
Cap.
the best, Cap.
You guys be good. Have a great night.
You
We
as
got
well.
a quarterback.
We got a quarterback, Cap.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
He's the great David Kaplan. Oh, my God. What do you say, Shayne, on that? What do you do? We did an extra night just for that moment with him. He's it's well worth it here on the best Chicago Bears network on the planet, the Tape Never Lies Network, keeping it 100. Next week, Shayne. Next week, we got our buddy Matt Waldman coming back on.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to break down in detail the draft. We got the guy, I can't remember his name, that gives the test, the aptitude test. That
he's the guy that came up with the test, the one that Justin Fields aced.
He is the guy that came up with the test that Justin Fields aced.
Claudio failed it very, very bad, but we'll have an update
Angelo
on that next week.
had a better score than
He
Claudio.
did. Yeah.
That is the truth.
They've only had 3 people with a negative score, and Claudio was one of them.
Listen, it's been just an amazing time to be a Bears fan and to be at this network. I'm going to just say it again to you guys, keeping it 100 with you guys. Let's go over there, support Spencer Strong, our guy Ryan Cox. You got to be able to support this network, support this family. I can't even fathom dealing with what they're dealing with. I love this guy. So you're always asking, what can we do? Well, you could be a patron, www.thetapeneverlies.com. You're going to get more analysis, more pop-up shows, and everything that is Chicago Bears. You have no idea some of the creative shit that we have planned and live shows you're going to get in the tailgate with us. Hopefully we'll get Cap out to the tailgate. That's what I forgot to ask. We'll go out to eat, but we'll see if he could swing by and just make an appearance at the TTNL tailgate with Sammy. Sammy's in the chat. Sammy the Bull is setting up with Mikey T. That's right, Michael Hall. Spencer Strong that shit up. We're going to get Claudio's going to be there. Shayne's going to be there. Jackal might be there if he's able
And
to
our
get out
wives.
of diaper duty.
Our wives, too. The
Yes.
real stars of TTNL.
Yes. 58 Spencer Strongs have sold. Let's go. Look at that. We're also asking that you not only smash the like button and put the penguin to death, but also subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of May. And we are very close, according to sources, in Birmingham, England. Or is that where it is? Birmingham, London? Is England a continent? I don't know.
Filling geography. Some people should just never talk
England
about it.
is a country. But what is the continent called? It's like
San
Wales.
Francisco. It's San Francisco, Phil. Just so you know.
Chris is telling me to shut up. I don't know. I don't remember geography well.
No
Asia,
shit, really?
Asia. That's a continent. Those are continents. What's up, Jeff Glaw? Great Britain. Great Britain. Listen, I don't care. All I focus on is football. I'm cutting tape. I'm cutting Khalil Herbert tape for the patron channel. You love the breakdowns. What do we have on the Justin Fields breakdown, Chris Jackal? How many views on that? Do you see it? Can you pull that up for us? He's going to come back, break that. We got 58 Spencer Strong shirts. We're close to 10,000 subscribers. Almost have as many views as Greg Braggs does.
Oh, man. I know. Maybe someday we'll get there, but
we announced last night, if you're tuning in tonight, that we have a collaboration going on. Me and Cool Kennedy, most of the credit. He produced this beat and this song and a hook. I wrote 12 bars, Shayne. I wrote 12 bars. And this song is going to be the 22,000 views on the Justin Fields tape. That was just 4 days ago. So you guys are sharing it. You're promoting the network. I can't thank you guys enough there. We are going to release an album this summer. All our music, like the Keepin It 100 song that Shayne's humming before the show.
I was.
The Tape Never Lies song, Blog Boys, the Leno Is Gone song. There's so many music and original stuff that you guys, and I don't think people realize how much work goes in behind the scenes from like people like Cherie, Tooch, Alex Acevedo. We're adding more people. So if you're interested, Chris Jackal, obviously, if you're interested in doing it, you notice I didn't say Chris Sandlin. He's nowhere to be found. Claudio. You missed that joke.
I was reading something.
$4.99. $4.99 has not been helpful. Has he been helpful? He's not, right?
He's probably painting his new house right now, right?
He's like, fuck you, Phil. Painting his
I thought you were looking up. He's not looking up at you like that.
No, we're the same size.
I think he's got you. I think he's taller than you.
I think he is an inch taller than me. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to be 48 years old, Shayne. July, 48. I can't believe it. Set him straight at 48.
Man, anyway, you are old. You are old.
I am getting old.
Well, I was wondering when you said you wanted to go back to the 80s. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, my God. I love the 80s.
It was fun, man. I'd go with the 90s.
Where would you go? 90s?
Oh, yeah.
90s. 90s was great with hip hop and everything, but 80s was the start. So it was like break dancing and all of that. The 85 Bears, Shayne, your favorite.
Greg Braggs was still in diapers, so we wouldn't have to talk to him. It'd be beautiful.
Cherie's gonna be 38 in June.
Oh, she's just a puppy.
38. Yeah. 41 is young. I'm getting old. I'm gonna be an antique soon.
Me, you, and me both.
Yeah, look at this dick. Don't put it on my. What did he say?
The what?
Remember? I don't want to bust his balls. He gets so sensitive.
He's planning for his barbecue.
Yeah. Exactly. Next week, Angelo returns.
Maybe.
What about Angelo?
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
he deserves. He's been so good. He called us up.
Huh?
He's been doing all these different things and getting back in our good graces. He even came out to the field to help us out. He was such a fun time. Tonight, though,
That made all the kids run. Got them
Yeah.
motivated. See Angelo coming.
I'm there coaching all these kids by myself. Like, my wife's like, you did a great job. I go, yeah, I'm by myself. They don't even know how to line up. So my team is all prepared. We could destroy them. So I just decided to put everything aside and coach everybody up. So I got them learning. We're going to film that. Claudio's got to come out and film practice so the 100 crew could see what's going down in regards to this network, because we do it all. We do it all. We coach, we break down tape, we make music, we make graphics, we make t-shirts. Tooch is making a Cars t-shirt. The Bears have traded up t-shirt.
The Bears are on the clock.
Is it? I thought it was Bears have, whatever it is.
Bears have traded up. Yeah.
Yes. Bears have traded up t-shirt is coming to the swag shop. The Smartest Man t-shirt's been in the works for 2.5 years. 1 month. Tooch has been working.
2 years. I was waiting for it at the last network too. I didn't get it.
Look, Cherie's even busting your chops. Cherie's even. Where is it? I want to know.
I left it under the bed, girl.
Edwin. Edwin Lopez just supported Spencer Strong. I love Edwin. Edwin, shout out to you. Shout out to you that did it. Craig can't even fucking support us in Patreon, even though me and Shayne have coached him up every day. I'll only subscribe if I could do a 4-hour show with
Phil
Con.
and I paid for Greg's mom's knee replacement.
Exactly. No one even know. Now you told everybody.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be all upset.
Out.
The secret's out. We helped Greg. Now Greg's leaving the house. Finally, he's got his own house. Great idea. And on the back, Fields is number 1. You like that idea, John? The Bears have traded up, and on the back, Fields 1. I like it.
Go.
I'm telling Tooch to add Fields 1 on the back. Johnny Necrone actually sent me this poster. I got to frame it up. It's going to replace the C behind me. It's going to be a surprise. He did such an amazing job.
Oh, I got
We're also working on some lids. Chris Jackal.
Oh,
some
yeah.
new hats that are going to
be sweet.
Diggity dope. Dope hats.
I'm hoping I might be able to unveil the Smartest Man studio next week.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, I got some pretty dope things for my wall that I think everybody will like.
You know what we got to do, Shayne, is get our fans to get us press passes so we can actually ask the questions to Nagy post game.
Oh, man.
And we could go to camp and cover it like nobody fucking else.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want Kellen Mond at 20. Never would have.
Oh, dude. I don't know if I would have recovered from that. I mean, that may have ended me.
I don't know how you watch tape. Like, I'm still confused at Emery's take on David Montgomery.
Bro, I was so fired up. I needed what happened that night. That exact situation. No. I'm talking about draft night. If they would have taken Mond.
Fields. Oh, if they took Mond, I'd be in fucking a padded cell. I'd be a padded cell. In a padded cell. Because, I mean, what are we watching on tape, guys? You guys come over to this network. You watch the tape. I saw somebody. Someone's calling him out on his bullshit. What bullshit am I spewing? I'm fucking showing you. Show me.
Right.
Show me. You show. Don't give me a fucking number. No, stats don't fucking win games. The scoreboard wins the game. That's if you want to make that a stat, then fine. I'll agree. That's the stat that win. Your yards per carry don't win. They don't. Never have. It doesn't tell any fucking thing about the story. Let's watch the tape. Let's watch the tape. Kellen Mond or Justin Fields? Come on. Come on.
Nope.
That's why when I stand up for my rankings, I had Mac Jones 1B over Justin Fields. It's okay. Justin Fields is number 3. He was my 9th rated player in the whole draft.
And I still maintain, and I probably should have brought it up with Cap.
What's that?
You know, I love Mac Jones. Obviously, I've seen every play that he's been involved in from Alabama, but the frenzy,
I know where you're going.
the outreach, the support, it wouldn't have been the same, Phil.
No,
it wouldn't have.
After all this time,
Yep.
after listening to Cap, after listening to Chris Jackal, after listening to Greg Bragg's Cars, our boy Cars, after listening to our friends Sean Sierra, after listening to Kenneth Davis, thanks for the shout out on Under Center. Apparently, Adam Hope doesn't know this network.
Phil couldn't pump the brakes.
I'm sorry. It's so funny. Like, why? Anyway, and the reality is, you listen to these people, they get it. They know what it meant socially. And that, to me, is the nudge that I'll eat. You know, I'll eat that. We'll see. We'll see what happens and everything. But they got it right here. This fan base, EJ Jones, I don't know if he's in the chat. You see his reaction, his family? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was
people.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
My father saying that to me.
Yeah.
After how many years? I'm his little boy still, you know.
Phil, you saw me do it with my little boy live on air. And I mean, that was,
say it.
I mean, that was,
did it. That got me emotional.
If you look at me before the pick was announced, when they were funneling through, and I'm like, get that shit off the screen. I was at my boiling point there. I'm like, we're on the precipice, right? They can't fuck this up. And then you literally look at my face after they did that. And I did. I sat back in my chair. I felt 10 years younger. I felt the weight lift off my shoulders. And I did. My son was there experiencing that with me. And it was a huge moment. I'm like, buddy, we did it. Because we had talked about that exact scenario. I mean, Hila was in bed and I told her, I'm like, I'm going to lose my shit if they go up, if they trade for Justin Fields, move up and get him. I'm going to lose my shit. I know you're pregnant and tired, but I need this moment.
You gave him a heavy hand too.
Yeah.
No, I got emotional. I think you remember going into day 2.
Yep.
Just thinking about you. Now I'd already had the talk with my father after the night, the next day. He's like, you finally got it. He's like, that's the guy I wanted. I love Mac Jones. Yeah. Mac Jones is great. I'm quoting my dad. But Justin Fields has that, what Cap said, that it. And Chicago finally got it. And you know what? I can't be prouder because everything, all of the things, like we were talking with Greg earlier today, everything happens for a reason. In the moment, you're emotional about shit. You say shit. It's the biggins, the guys that have the big cojones, as my father would say, are the ones that pick up the phone, say, you know what? I was wrong. Or, you know what? I'm so fucking happy for you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate, like Dante Jones, what he did for my children today. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
just came in the mail. He appreciates what we're doing here in this network so much. I want to share that with your sons. He gave him these wristbands. You saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what this network is. Everyone from Edwin Lopez Everyone. Zach Sullivan, he carved that fucking clock behind my head.
Yep.
I carry these things.
Mine's downstairs in my new studio, Zach, ready to
placed?
go up on the wall. Yeah. No, I got a lot of my stuff. I got to take my
guy
frame down there, but I got a lot of other stuff that's going up, man. I can't wait. But Zach's, I had to fill in some of the creases on the clock and remove an old name in black, but yeah, it's still going up on my wall.
We all did the same thing. It's fun.
Yeah.
This guy, Eugene, how do we say it? Because I always say cock, but it's not. It's Coach.
I don't know. Angelo was on the phone with us.
Angelo
called him cock. He said
did.
cock.
Angelo was talking. We talked to Angelo today, Eugene.
Yeah.
Eugene sent me a video before the draft. He just wanted to thank us, but prior to the draft, put some positive mojo. We've basically saved his life on this show by including the fans and having him meet all these new people like John Santino and everybody. So that's what we want to do here. Tonight, I wanted to just give back a little bit to Cap because he's always given to us. He gave us his time. We talked some ball. You got some knowledge, but also you got real truth, real heart and soul of what this network is. And, there's always going to be trolls. I just ask that you share the network, buy some swag, send me a pic, subscribe. If you're not I don't know why you wouldn't be a subscriber. And the new site is up. It's awesome. Alex Acevedo doing a great job, working his ass off to get this stuff done.
Coming up with big words too, like creative ones. Fucking guys, super talent.
If you get to talk to Alex Acevedo, he is like Cindy Brady. When the lights come on, he freezes up. He goes into exactly. Him and Chris Sandlin just freeze. It's like, you guys there? You got anything to say? What is going on? He's like, yeah, man.
Should we take these guys behind the curtain a little bit with Alex?
Yes. A little bit.
We're on the phone with, was it yesterday? 2 days ago?
No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
He's like, yeah, I'm trying to be real creative and think of some real creative words. We're talking about the Spencer Strong shirt, and he's like, want something real creative? Probably think maybe like fundraiser. Would that be good? Yeah, super creative, bro.
So he says it. So Shayne goes, I'm on the phone. I have my headsets on. So I have those CIA headsets. So no one, and I have one ear. So no one knows I'm listening and talking. They think I'm talking to myself half the time. So fucking Shayne goes, yeah, that's real creative. And I just burst out. I spit my coffee into my nose because I was laughing so hard. It's like, yeah. So Alex calls me today. He's like, yeah, we sold 28 overnight. I'm like, fuck. I totally fucking forgot to promote that shit on the show last night. I go, it's my fault. Fuck it. So pain. Don't worry about it. YouTube went down. Da, 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 da. And then I'm like, damn, I just want to do so good for that family. Everything he's going. So it was his call that kind of pushed me, nudged me to call Ryan and talk about this whole thing. And Cap, obviously, he's going to retweet that stuff. And everybody, if you can, you don't ever, don't take, I say things and I play around sometimes. You don't, if you can't afford it, you're not obligated. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. Hey, you got to handle your own first. That's 100%. Number one. And
100%.
None of us will think down. I mean, Phil and I took a lot of grief from a lot of people when we started up the TTNL Patreon.
Oh my God. Did we ever get grief?
You guys don't realize how big of a deal it was to us, the price point. And, that's why we went back and forth with, I mean, even people within our inner circle that didn't want us to do they wanted us to go higher than what we did. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? You know how much work you put in? How much editing time and music and all this shit? And then I got fans telling me your show, your network means so much to me. So we're always, honestly, as we'll wrap up here, we're always honestly trying to be creative, have fun. Obviously, every Wednesday night to be the go-to place to talk Chicago Bears. I don't ask for much. I just ask that, A, you promote, you do what you can. If you love this show as much as you do, promote it, share it, like it, subscribe, make sure other people know about it. And if you can, you could support us by becoming a patron. But when you do that, it's not like, oh, because patron, if you look it up, it's like supporting someone for their hard work. That's what Patreon is. So we've kind of designed it. Let's give as much as we can to everybody. As you know, we BHL, Keeping It 100, that was going to be patron show.
Yep.
To hear me rant right after a game, here
we
our
course corrected real quick on that.
We course corrected and say, you know what? Eugene, Jeff Burton, all the way down to Sammy the Bull or whatever. They want this show. If they can't afford it, we got to be the place that people want to go right after a big win or right after a fucking horrific loss.
Yep.
And I take a lot of pride in it. I ask Shayne. Something I just get into it. Claudio is the best person to ask because he's right here. When I go into a fucking zone. And how am I honestly, here, Keeping It 100 tonight. Me and Shayne were so tired before the show. And then I got my adrenaline came because of Cap. And then the show, and then the fans. I just love people like Sergio.
Our exact words tonight were, because I mean, we pre-show we were sitting here, and I looked to Phil and I'm like, "Bro, you look tired." He's like, "I'm fucking dragging." I said, "You and me both." And I said, "This is night number 2." I'm like, "How did we do 8 nights of this in a row?" And we were sitting here at home, not sitting. I came inside and Hila had made smoothies for all of us.
Right.
And I was sitting there and I sat down and Riley's like, "Daddy, you look so tired." I said, I am very tired. And he's like, "Why don't you just stretch your legs out?" And I said, "If I stretch these legs out, I'm gonna be nap time." But Phil's right. You come on here and you are tired, but the open comes on and you
Keeping It 100 song.
The juices start flowing again, and it gets you hyped up. I'm not saying I'm not gonna sleep pretty damn good when we get off here, but no, it does. And we couldn't do that without you guys in the chat room and the support that we get from all of you guys. And, I know there's some people that don't like Patreon and that setup, but we've really reinvested, what we make off of there in upgrading our equipment. Like I said, part of Phil's got a studio. I'm putting it, it's all, that's where this comes from.
And Keeping It 100 with you, it's like we have a family in other jobs. So when we see someone being a fucking bitch ass troll, it affects the people we love. And I have to remind Steph, they're gonna be hate. And then she'll remind me too. But the hard work should be understood, guys. You don't think this shit just happens. Like Chris Zorich comes on the show and he's like, "Holy fuck, this is a show." And that's what we want to do. And that was,
we don't just show up 15 minutes before showtime, right? Right, Phil?
We don't do, think about this. So Cherie cut all of the, real quick. I'm not playing the whole thing. I just want you to see. We're going to watch the Chris Zorich as he tries to do the station ID. We already have Cap doing it. That's why we didn't ask him to do it again. And we'll do that live. I know Jackal's already looking for flights to Chicago for Green Bay weekend right now. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm in." But this So this takes time to produce. Does any other show recap the last, no pun intended, show they did? No, but they'll copy. They will. And people like H.L. Priest, who keeps it 100, and Alex H., they'll call it out for what it is. That's all I ask you. Stand for the fucking truth, like Michael Williams. So watch. This is Chris Zorich, and then we'll end the show. I love you guys. We try. Tom, you're an amazing supporter of us, Tom.
We do have to do one order of business, though, after you do that.
Okay.
Don't forget.
One order. I forgot. We do have one other order of business. But let's watch Zorich just till he gets it right. It's a lot of fun. And Chris is a great sport. So this is Chris Zorich, former Chicago Bear.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris Zorich from the Chicago Bears. You are keeping it 100 with the crew of Phil,
and Shayne.
I've been calling it.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris Zorich from the Chicago Bears. You're listening to the Tape Never Lies Network. So, hold on.
Do you need a countdown?
Hold on.
All right, just read it through. Let me hear it. This is a practice. This is practice.
This is Zorich of the Chicago Bears and the University of Notre Dame. You are keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
There you go. I'll take that. That's perfect.
Hold on. I forgot the names part. Okay, where the names go?
Chicago Bear.
You do this shit every week. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. So do you. You got a podcast. I'm promoting you.
It's on the script. It's on the script. Come on. I type this shit out every week.
I love it.
Oh, we can edit it.
I can edit it if you want.
You're gonna edit all the shit. Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah. No, there's only 1,300 people watching. It's not
Crazy Coach Dre.
No pressure, bro.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Queued up for you under pressure.
We don't need the
copyright.
No copyright. No.
Be careful.
That's not fair, man. How are you doing that? You can do all that on Shakir?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna teach you. That's why I gave you the number.
Turn that off.
I really feel like I am best friends with this guy. I really do.
It depends on how many takes we're gonna have. So.
No, take 3. Watch this. You ready? Watch who comes on the screen to give you support.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
McLovin!
Be at 20 for the Bears. This is Chris Zorich from your Chicago Bears. I'm keeping it 100 with Shayne and
Phil.
Oh, Phil, that's right. I'm a Tape Never Lies Network. Go Bears.
Boom!
Yes.
It's on the script.
The following.
There you go. There's that. I mean, that's a moment. And somebody will have that and remember it. And when we meet, you'll be like, remember that Chris Zorich, man? That show had me. And that's how it's done. And that's where this network is and will always be. We stand by that. So next week, when we have Waldman on and the guy with the Goldberg test, is that it? The Goldman, Eddie Goldman's test.
Yeah, he's just a little bit better than Aristotle. just a little bit.
Oh, you're bringing me back.
Wait, there's more.
There's more.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
There it is, Phil. Look at that thing. Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful, Coach. It
is.
It's pure bliss.
And this is
also going to be
this is an important PSA brought to you by Manscaped.com. This is your pubic service announcement and the news you've all been waiting for. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0, Phil. It's the trimmer, which is now available for purchase in the USA and Canada. The new trimmer was just released only moments ago, and we are one of the first ones to get our hands on it and share the news. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code KI100.
Keeping
for
it 100.
20%
K-I.
off.
It's not an L or
That's right.
another one.
KI for keeping it. Absolutely. The optimized lawnmower 4.0 trimmer is waterproof, so you can groom in the shower and not have to worry about making a mess on the bathroom floor. Yeah, that would be I know Ela would not like that if I did that, but
next week I'll do the read.
There you go. Did I mention the wireless charging, Phil? The lawnmower 4.0 with new wireless charging system uses
amazing
electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. If you're still trimming your face with your ball trimmer, Phil, it's time to make some changes. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code KI100 at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with KI100 at manscaped.com.
KI100 at manscaped.com. 20% off free plus free shipping. It's not 20% off the shipping. It's 20% off, and then you get free shipping on top of it. Trust me, I'm not only a promoter, I'm also a user. And not of any drugs, but of the Manscaped. So another amazing show. We actually kept it 100. We kept it at, we're going to end almost at 10. That was my goal. We're 1 minute over, but the reality is we also have no script, and we gave you a little behind the scenes, and we talked a little bit with our people. You guys are our people, and that will never change. Never in a million years. I don't care if Sirius, NFL radio, and these companies continue to hound our door and want us to move over there. We'll move the show, and we'll still be the same. We won't go anywhere without being written in contract that we do what we do. And that's family first, creativity, a little bit in the cloud above family, but it's a nice sunny day with a little bit of clouds.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Oh.
I'm going to play just a piece of this just to give a shout out a little bit.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, see the show is at its end, but for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Build the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Audio Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say to get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
There you go. Right at the postman getting homicidal. I love those lyrics, and that song was so much fun. Produced by our boy Cool Kennedy, who every time he's on the air, I always text Shayne my thoughts of how everybody performed, and he has always kept it close to the vest. I gotta keep it 100. I'm not gonna share, but I always go away so impressed with CK's articulation of thought. It's so profound. I like to sit back and hear people speak on what is being spoken. Think about how deep that is. Take that with you. Anyway, Shayne, you got a shout out. Let's bring our guy as well, producing tonight, our boy Chris Jackal, holding the turntables, the ones and the twos, mixing and cutting. He's holding it down. Shayne, real quick, you have anybody you want to shout out? Because I got one shout out tonight. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna shout out Gary Williams one more time. Yeah, it's like I said, he's
an inspiration. That dude.
It is. It's beautiful what he's doing, documenting his journey for anybody that has to go through the same thing. Cornea transplant surgery is no joke. Like I said, my father hasn't been to that point, but my dad struggles with eyesight, and it's not fun. You know, it's a struggle for him to see his grandkids unless he's very, very close. And I think about that and I get emotional too. Like I said, I have a daughter coming here in 22 days, and it's going to mean a lot to me that my dad can hold her and hold her up close and see her. And I thought about that when I saw Gary doing his video work and documenting his journey, because things like that matter. Everybody can feel alone when you have something, a dramatic situation like that. And Gary can bring exposure to it. And it's all about positivity and having the right mindset going into something like that. And it means a lot. And it's a testament to who Gary is. So big shout out to him, man, for the second night in a row.
Shayne keeping it 100 what does Angelo do? Keeping it.
Yeah. You guys on the TTNL show.
Shayne's gonna do some impressions next week. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Chris Jackal, do you have anyone to shout out before I wrap it up tonight? Good luck with your surgery, Robert. Good luck. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm right with you. I mean, just Shayne said it best. Family is where it's at. And recently had a old friend of mine from high school that I grew up with recently lost his life. Just had a rough go. Made a decision to. So the point of me bringing that up is if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, reach out to them, say hello. Just tell them you're thinking about them, send them a text, hit them a message, whatever, because you never know. And
send them a Justin Fields highlight. That makes everybody happy, Jack.
From the Windy City production.
That's right.
There you go. Or TTNL.
I was going there next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to collab with them. Yeah. Is that it? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to.
No.
I got to shout out. Obviously, I was going to shout out Gary. Hope there's hope. I hope there's hope. I remember that moment on BHL.
There is hope.
Came on.
There is hope now.
And all of us were with Gary. All of us. And I remember specifically, I pointed that out. I kept it. I cut it. I saved it on my phone. I sent it to Cool Kennedy. I'm like, we got to make a song with those words because we have to change and course correct this whole franchise. And this network, you hear David Kaplan agree. You heard Lemuel Stinson, Dante Jones say the same. You heard other players come on here and say they're listening to you. Mark Grody. So if we have that power as a unity, as a family, then we use it. That being said, Gary, all the best. My last, I cheated. I went 1A, 1B. My wife, Steph Atoshin, she has been working. She's been going to school all through once, August hit. She's been going to school to be an esthetician every night, Tuesday through Friday to be an esthetician because that's her passion. And as a husband who has a wife who supports him amazingly to do this show, to touch all these lives. She's like, she was my North Star and saying, and she was there for Shayne too.
Oh yeah.
She was our counsel in directing us through this storm. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are a part of that, but at the end of the day, your best friend, your wife, is the one who says, listen, your talent in music and everything is awesome, but your ability to show people the truth with the tape is going to make you go where you're supposed to go. And you and Shayne are brothers. You're not just friends, you're So this is a blessing. And it was. And as I supported her on this journey tonight, she graduates. She's got her license. I can't wait to get off the air, go congratulate her. I can hear her footsteps upstairs. She's probably making me that fucking protein sorbet. What is it? Yogurt parfait. Shout out to my boy Randy Peterson on his diet here. But the reality is, I couldn't do this without her. And I'm so proud of her graduating and getting something that she's always dreamed of doing. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. This is going to be a great week. We'll be live on Patreon Saturday. X's with the O's, me and my dad breaking down some more players in the draft or undrafteds that we have. And then on Sunday, again, me, Shayne, and Barlissimo on Draft Mob. So we'll be there. And then next week, as you know. So that's it. That's all. No more to say. Something that's vital. We got to go because the postman's getting homicidal. I love you guys. You have a blessed weekend. The weather is nice. Hopefully it stays that way. This has been an amazing night. Thank you, Chris Jackal, for producing, and everybody on the network for keeping it 100. That's what we do. And thank you, Dave Kaplan. God bless and good night.
This has been a Shy City Sports presentation and a Tape Never Lies Network production. Keeping it 100. Thanks for tuning in to The Tape Never Lies.